I had that dream again. My small business needs to hire, but I don't use LinkedIn, and I hire wrong. So our orders get all backed up. We're drowning in paperwork, then actually drowning, careless fighting off sharks with a stapler, and pirates are pillaging the office copier, and then I wake up.
Don't let hiring nightmares ruin your dreams. LinkedIn Jobs' new AI assistant goes beyond the resume, using unique insights to deliver a smarter shortlist. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/quality. Start hiring today with LinkedIn.
Welcome to The Hypnotist, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. Brought to you by the hypnotherapist demanded by celebrities, CEOs, and even royalty, Adam Cox. These recordings took place live from Adam's clinic in London's world-famous Harley Street. So, get yourself comfortable and enjoy today's episode of The Hypnotist.
Hi, Adam here. It's the beginning of a brand new year, and I've been inundated with either clients or people considering being a client reaching out to me to help them lose weight because they've got into certain habits, certain ways of doing things that have meant that they've gained weight. And this client session that you're about to listen to kind of links to that idea. They'd got to the heaviest that they'd ever been, and they had had times in the past where they were lean and healthy and fit and full of energy, but they'd got into a bit of a rut of certain behaviors that meant that they had gained weight, and they didn't want to keep that weight. They wanted to get back to a lean and healthy and energetic version of them. What this session does is it creates a perception of choice based on clones. Now, most people, when they hear the word clone, they think of science fiction. But if you think of a clone as a genetic representation of you, and just imagine there's 3 different versions of you, and they each go away for a year following a different strategy, intuitively you know that they would come back different depending on what strategy they followed. So this hypnosis session has this idea of 3 different clones, and the first does what they've been doing for the previous few months, the status quo. And this is designed to prove that if they continue doing what they have been doing, they're going to get more of what they've been getting, which is gaining weight and losing some of the energy and vitality that they've had in the past. Version 2 is what most people go to, which is this all or nothing. And I would say 90% of people setting resolutions to lose weight are in this camp where they are saying they're going to do some crazy fad diet or they're going to go to the gym every single day. And this is the all or nothing. They will fail by doing this, and then they're going to go back to doing exactly what they were doing before. The reason why it's included is to highlight that this is not an effective strategy. And then version 3 of them, this clone, is incremental, steady progress, where they prioritize consistency and identity over quick wins. And the reason why this is such an effective strategy is this is how all long-term change takes place. Now, you listening to this will imagine 3 different versions of you going off doing 3 different things, and you will get to have an intuitive sense as to which one is going to lead to the kind of future that you want. And it could be losing weight, it could be getting stronger, it could be getting fitter, healthier. It doesn't have to be about weight loss. It's just behaviors and identity that is going to take your body shape into the kind of direction that you want to take it. I think you will resonate with this if you have tried to lose weight before and not got the result that you're looking for, or are just frustrated with your overall body shape right now. I think you will connect with this. Equally, it was created for an individual. So if there's certain suggestions here that don't resonate for you, for example, this client liked the idea of salsa dancing or personal training sessions to help them increase their activity, this individual client drank a lot of tea with a lot of sugar in it, and that was contributing to their weight gain. These situations are unlikely to be true for you. So ignore any suggestions that aren't quite right. Lean into anything that feels useful. And if you do like the idea of a bespoke session created for you, there will be a link in the description, but also you can find it on my website, which is adamcox.co.uk, and you can book a free consultation call over Zoom on there. For now, though, you might get some real value from this session. So find a quiet, comfortable place, the kind of place where you're not going to be distracted or disturbed. Relax and enjoy the session.
Prime's exclusive wildcard playoff game is Saturday night. Jordan Love and the Packers take on Caleb Williams and the Bears. Not a Prime member? Sign up for a 30-day free trial to stream the game.
That's going to be caught for the touchdown.
NFC North rivals square off in the latest chapter of the NFL's oldest feud. The Packers and Bears in Prime's exclusive wildcard playoff game. Saturday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Only on Prime. Sign up for a 30-day free trial today. Restrictions apply. See Amazon.com/Amazon Prime for details.
Take a deep breath in, and as you breathe in that resourceful feeling of calm relaxation. And as you exhale, feel a wonderful feeling of release. As if feelings of tension, stress, and worry are melting away like an ice cream in the sunshine. Just imagine that tension and worries. That's it, melting away. And replace with a wonderful feeling of relaxation. Just imagine how it would feel to have let go of that unnecessary tension, to feel that sense of lightness, that sense of ease. And perhaps you could imagine your head like a brightly colored helium balloon, just floating there, needing no tension, to have it positioned there. Imagine your head feeling light, and just imagine focusing on the sensation immediately behind your eyeballs. As you focus on that feeling, imagine your eyelids getting heavier, your jaw getting looser. Imagine the last time you had a wonderful yawn. And ease into that feeling of just letting go of that sensation behind your eyes, and feeling that ripple of relaxation going down your cheeks into your jaw, neck and shoulders, all the way down your arms. As you imagine your arms feeling limp, loose, and heavy. I want you to think of a puppet with no strings, and just imagine their limbs, their arms, their legs. And imagine your arms and legs like that puppet. Limp, loose, and relaxed. That's it. The deeper you breathe, the more relaxed you feel. And the more relaxed you feel, the deeper you breathe. Each breath taking you deeper and deeper relaxed now. That's it. Drifting deeper down. And I want you to recall a time from your past where you felt in harmony with your body, that the body you wanted, health, weight, fitness and strength, was aligned with the choices you were making. And I want you to imagine thinking back to that version of you, almost like you're an invisible spy watching you. I want you to be that spy studying what you did back then, when how you wanted your body to be was connected with the choices that made your body that way. Maybe there's things you can observe. How much walking or exercise you were doing back then. What foods you were eating more often and what foods you were hardly eating at all. How much water you were drinking and how often there was no added sugar. And I want you to notice, as you look back to that version of you, how things incrementally changed. Maybe there was a big decision that got the ball rolling. And then perhaps, based on that decision, you found yourself sleeping better. And then when you were sleeping better, you woke up with more energy. And with more energy, you had a desire to do something more active, and the more active you were, the more your heart, your lungs, your muscles strengthened, which meant it easier to do more of that thing that got less and less challenging the more you did it. I want you to get a feeling that Rome wasn't built in a day, and the probability of you suddenly waking up at the exact weight, fitness and strength that you desire is unlikely unless it comes as a side effect of healthy choices that compound over days, weeks and then months. I want you to imagine standing in a room with 3 clones of you at exactly your age and exactly your weight, exactly your level of fitness, and exactly your past. And I want you to imagine you're going to give a different suggestion to each of your 3 clones, and then meet them 1 year from now to sanity check whether or not these suggestions would lead to that healthy, fit, stronger version of you with more energy, mobility, a spring in your step. And I want you to imagine meeting your first clone and giving them the suggestion to do exactly what you've done in the last year for another year. Consider this clone business as usual, the status quo, and then say goodbye to that clone, knowing that they will continue doing exactly what they have been doing. A wise man once said that the definition of insanity is to do the same things and expect a different result. So consider the first clone your insanity clone, because they will do exactly what you have been doing for another year. And then the suggestion to clone number 2. This is revolutionary change. They can't fail. They have to stick to ultra high standards. No sugar, no chocolate, no takeaways. They have to be perfect. This clone we can consider all or nothing. They either eat perfectly and exercise every day, or if they fail, it gives them permission to do what clone number 1 is doing, exactly what they were doing before. All or nothing is clone number 2, and then send them on their way. And finally, you have a suggestion for clone number 3. Not rules, not obligations, just principles, intentions. Consider this incremental change. That over the next year they will build up to a habit where their primary drink is water. Doesn't have to be done on day 1, but they will build up until one day, perhaps not even that far in the future, there will be a day where they drink no tea, have no squash or fruit juices, only drinking water. The second principle or intention is to have 2 healthy meals a day. Could be breakfast and lunch or lunch and dinner. But healthy comes from real food with real nutrients. Not processed food, not takeaways, not snacks. Real meals. Could be a healthy breakfast and then a healthy lunch. It could be that lunch that is chicken breast and broccoli, meat and veg, fish and something to accompany it. That evening meal will ideally be 2 hours before you sleep. But again, real food. Not massive portions. Real food. And this version of you has figured out that when you buy the right things in advance, it's easier to prepare good, healthy, delicious meals. And the final principle of that third clone is simply that you do something active every day. A long evening walk, an early workout session in the gym, time with the personal trainer, or perhaps a salsa class or an evening dancing. And I want you to imagine you say goodbye to clone number 3, incremental change. Clone 1 was status quo insanity. Clone 2 was all or nothing, And clone 3, incremental change, steady progress. They've all left that room now, and now imagine seeing a big movie screen like a cinema. And you get a montage of what each of these have done. And you will imagine seeing that a year has passed. So imagine seeing that screen of clone number 1 doing exactly what you have been doing, and maybe clone number 1 means you don't lose weight, get stronger. Maybe you gain weight, feel older, more lethargic, more prone to injuries and tiredness. And if you could imagine seeing what clone number 1 did for the next 12 months, let me know by nodding your head. Welcome them back in the room and then see what their body looks like. And just ask them to wait. And then on that screen, you see this all or nothing version of you. And I want you to see that maybe they got off to a strong start. No sugar in their tea, no chocolate, no ice cream. Healthy food, everything perfect, until it wasn't. And when it wasn't, how long did that period last for? And then it was back to all and then nothing. And maybe half the year was eating healthy and half the year wasn't at all. See that montage, that movie on the screen of what all or nothing did for you. And then welcome them back in the room and see what their body shape looks like. What they weigh, how they look, how healthy, that look in their eyes. And then see the movie of incremental progress. The version of you that doesn't have to be perfect, but is making small, regular changes. This version of you takes pride in consistency. Any one day, good or bad, means nothing. What means everything is building habits, routines, rituals, streaks. I want you to see that this version of you focuses on the progress, the wins, notices changes slowly at first and then bigger. And I want you to see that for this version of you, it's the long game that matters. And when you can see that version of you on that montage, what they do consistently over a year, let me know by nodding your head. How they drink more water, the food they eat, the food they buy, how they prepare it. Invite them back into the room and notice that that version of you didn't have to be perfect. They could have the occasional takeaway and it didn't mean they failed. They could have that occasional treat and it was just a treat, not failure. And they would go back to that routine, that ritual, that consistent 2 meals a day that are healthy. You now have your 3 clones back in the room, but a year has passed. And I want you to inspect them. How healthy do they look? How strong do they seem? How much do they weigh? And allow your unconscious mind to make a choice. Because not making a choice is still making a choice. To continue doing what you have been doing. No choice at all is to choose option 1. And most people choose option 2 because it feels righteous. Big changes, big goals, high standards that don't last. And then option 3, the most difficult, the most challenging, but the most rewarding path. Subtle changes that are consistent and build over time. And when you feel that your unconscious has connected, resonated with the version of you that will take your life in the direction that you desire, imagine stepping into that identity, that version of you, feeling what it would feel like to have lived that way already. And notice that it activates all of the neural pathways from your past where you already knew how to make great choices. That as your body adapted and changed, you gave yourself more challenges, each one giving you the ability to build on the last. That's it. And when your unconscious feels connected, awaken all of the beliefs, resources, and ways of thinking necessary to commit to this identity. Any setbacks are temporary, because this version of you is not all or nothing. It's simply refinements, adjustments, alterations, leading to better and better choices. You've awakened this identity, and imagine waking up tomorrow as this version of you. You don't need to be perfect, but you are intentional. Imagine what you do differently. What you do when you wake up, what you eat for lunch, what you buy in the supermarket. And then imagine that a month from now. What momentum have you built? What feels easier? How is your body already changing? And then 3 months from now, 3 months of consistent, healthy choices, drinking so much water, 2 healthy meals a day, daily activity. Imagine feeling what 3 months of that has done to your body. Your sleep, your energy levels, your confidence. Imagine the compliments and acknowledgements you get from other people. As you've changed, people notice you've changed. And if you're ready to awaken fully this version of you, will it, decide it, embody it now. And then allow that version of you to float all the way back into your present. Very soon I will count from 1 to 10 to awaken you, so take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Just wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, connect and calibrate into the here and the now, as I now count from 1 to 10 to awaken you. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake. Thank you so much for joining me on today's episode of The Hypnotist. If you've enjoyed this episode or got some value from it, please give it a 5-star rating and review. And maybe you know someone that would also benefit from this particular episode. in which case share the episode with them so they can also get the benefit too. And if you would like to listen to this episode where it's just the hypnosis, so no intro, no outro, no explanation, just the hypnosis and completely ad-free, there will be a link in the description where you can subscribe at a very low cost and only get access to the hypnosis. So if that's of interest, please check that out. Thank you again for being a regular listener of The Hypnotist, and I'll see you again soon for more.
This message is sponsored by Greenlight. With school out, summer is the perfect time to teach our kids real-world money skills they'll use forever. Greenlight is a debit card and the #1 family finance and safety app used by millions of families, helping kids learn how to save, invest, and spend wisely. Parents can send their kids money and track their spending and saving, while kids build money confidence and skills in fun ways. Start your risk-free Greenlight trial today at greenlight.com/Spotify. That's greenlight.com/Spotify.